Parallel lines and angles part 2. So similar to the last video, we are going to now work a little bit backwards. So instead of me telling you that two lines are parallel and you have a transversal, now I'm going to give you some information and you're going to tell me if the two lines are parallel. So I'm asking about A and B cut by transversal T. Are they parallel? And if so, why? If not, why not? So my example number 1 is angle 1 and angle 5 are congruent. So let's look. Angle 1 and angle 5. They are alternate exterior. Are they supposed to be congruent? Yes, they are. So I'm going to say yes. And then all I have to do is state that alternate exterior angles are congruent. And I'm good to go. So let me try the next one so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Angle 7 and angle 6 are congruent. So are A and B parallel? So 7 and 6 are same side interior, and they are not supplementary. Remember, same side interior angles are supposed to be supplementary, not congruent. So we would just say no, and then we would say same side interior are supplementary, not congruent. The only time that can happen is if those angles are 90 degrees, but it said nothing about 90 degrees. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So instead of me telling you that the lines are parallel and you list the information, now I give you some information, you tell me if they are parallel. We're just working backwards. So angle 2 and angle 3 add up to 180 degrees. Think about that for a minute. Are they parallel? 2 and 3 are same side interior. They're supposed to be supplementary. They are, so you should have said yes. Same side interior are supplementary. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 8. Angle 2 congruent to angle 8. Are A and B parallel? Well, the answer is no. They're not on line B. How can A be parallel to B if none of those angles are on line B? So although it is a true statement, 2 is congruent to 8, vertical angles do not determine parallel lines. Only the 5 you learned a couple videos ago. So 2 and 8, although it's a true statement, they are not on line B. So you have to have one on line A and one on line B to have parallel lines. So this is no. Last one. Angle 1 and 4 add up to 180. And if you said yes, because alternate exterior are same side exterior are supplementary, you are correct. All right? So that's that for that first example. Next one makes it a little bit more challenging because now we have 3 different lines. So we'll do the first couple together again. Which lines are parallel? Angle 1 and 5. Look at this. Ignore this guy in the middle. You don't need him. All we need is 1 and 5. As you can see, angle 1 is top left of line A. Angle 5 is top left of line C. So the answer is A is parallel to C because corresponding angles are congruent. That's what we're looking for this example. Okay? Now you can go ahead and put your B back in. You didn't need to erase it because you're going to have to just learn how to ignore certain lines. Okay? We'll do one more together. 3 and 12. So we have angle 3 and angle 12. So you can ignore line A this time. So 3 is on the top left. C is on the bottom right. So they are both exterior on opposite sides of the transversal. So this would be B is parallel to C because alternate exterior are congruent. Okay? And now you can start looking at line A again. And why don't you pause the video and see if you can finish the rest. 10 and 1. They are alternate exterior if you ignore line C. So they are congruent. So your parallel lines are A and B. 8 and 11 are on lines A and C. They are same side interior. If that was a little tricky for you, again, just ignore this middle line and you will see that 8 is inside of A and C along with 11. Okay, so those were same side interior angles. So you do have A is parallel to C. And the last one is no, again, because 1 and 2 are only on line A. You don't have any angles on line B or C. So a line can't be parallel to itself, so there are no parallel lines there. All right? So we have 2 more challenge problems for you. Let's see if you can do the first example on the left using factoring. And the second example, I'm going to give you a little hint. You do not have to use a system of equations to solve this. So I'm going to let you brainstorm that one on the right before I tell you another hint. So go ahead and try the first one, and then try the second one, see what you can do. I'll go over the first one with you, and then give you the other opportunity after another hint to try the second one again. Okay? Give it a try. So if you got the measure of angle 1 is 164 for the problem on the left, you are good to go. They are corresponding angles, so you set them equal to each other. And then you have to get everything equal to 0, meaning you get everything on the left side. Then you factor, you get x is 2 and -5. -5 won't work because you can't have a negative angle. So therefore, the only thing you have is 2. Plug the 2 in here, you get 16 degrees for that angle. Subtract it from 180 to get 164 for the measure of angle 1. And you are good to go. So I told you I'd give you a second hint for the problem on the right. If you did not know where to start, these are 2 separate questions in a way. You have to divide this up into 2 separate problems because these transversals are not parallel. So you technically have 2 different setups going on over here. You have a problem on the right and you have a problem on the left, but it is all in one diagram. So all you have to do is use the diagram on the right to solve for x. Then after you have x, you can plug it into this 5x and start a new problem on the left side to find y. Okay, so that should be a little helpful. Go ahead now, pause the video, and see if you can do the entire thing on your own. So watch the step-by-step process. Step 1, work on the right side. You have 7x minus 30 plus 3x plus 10 is equal to 180 because these are same side exterior angles. So you'll get your 10x minus 20 is equal to 180. So you get your x equals 20. So you know what 20 is, or you know what x is. And while you're there, you can actually go ahead and substitute 20 into this x. And you get 140 minus 30 is going to give you angle 2 is 110. So we've already got half the problem done. But now, remember, this is still one big diagram. It's not like we have 2 separate problems. So we already know that x is 20. So we can substitute the 20 in there, and we know that this is 100 degrees. Now you can set up a new equation to find y. These are corresponding. So we have 2y plus 20 is equal to 100 because they're corresponding angles. And that's going to give you y is equal to 40. And now that you know y is equal to 40, now you can go back and find the measure of angle 3. You also could have done it right off the bat with this guy because we know this is going to be 100. So angle 3 is supplementary, so it has to be 80 degrees. All right, so there you go. An example of a problem where you find x and y but do not need a system because you were able to find x without any help from y. All right, there you go again. This is Longo and I'm out. See you, bye.